Good evening, my friends. I want to start tonight by asking you a question. What's your wall? That's right, your wall. We all have one. Maybe it's a financial barrier, maybe it's a broken relationship, or maybe it's that voice in your head telling you, I'm not enough. Take a moment. Picture it. The wall that's been holding you back. Maybe you've spent years chipping away at it, only to feel like it's still standing tall, staring you down, daring you to give up. But here's what I've learned. Every wall can be turned into a door. And it's not about smashing it to pieces. Sometimes it's just a matter of finding the key that unlocks it. Life has a funny way of testing us. It doesn't always give us what we want, but it will give us what we need. And more often than not, what we need is to grow. Think back to a moment in your life when you faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable. A time when you thought there was no way forward. What did you learn from that moment? How did it shape who you are today? I remember a time not too long ago when I hit a wall in my career. Everything was moving. Everything except for me, that is. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't seem to break through how I'd been hoping. The opportunities just weren't there. And when I thought I'd reached the end of my rope, I realized something. I had been staring at the wall for so long that I didn't see the door right in front of me. I wasn't looking for new ways to approach the problem. I was relying on what worked in the past, thinking it would keep working forever. But that's not how life works, is it? Life forces us to adapt, to reinvent ourselves, to look at old problems with fresh eyes. That was my door. The wall in front of you right now, it's not there to stop you. It's there to make you stronger, more creative, and more resilient. You don't have to tear it down with brute force. Sometimes it's about finding that one opportunity, that one small crack, and slipping through. You've had moments in your life when you felt trapped, when it seemed like every path was blocked. Maybe you were working a job that didn't fulfill you, but you stayed out of fear. Or maybe you've been pursuing a passion but haven't gotten the results you wanted. You hit a wall, and after a while, it feels easier to just stay stuck. But that's the real trap. Staying stuck, believing that the wall defines your limits. But I want you to imagine something. Imagine there's a key in your pocket, and that key unlocks any door. You've had it all along, but you've forgotten it was there. You've been so focused on the wall that you didn't even look for the door. Now's the time to find it, to pull that key out of your pocket and start moving. Let me share a story with you. There was a man who lived in a small, dimly lit room. Every day he complained about the darkness and how trapped he felt. He spent years sitting in that room, convinced there was no way out. One day, a friend visited him and handed him a key. The man was confused. He asked, "What's this for?" His friend pointed to the door and said, "The door's been locked this whole time, but you've had the key in your pocket." Think about that for a second. How many of us are sitting in a room, in a life, complaining about the darkness, when all along we've had the key in our pocket? The key is action. The key is courage. The key is believing that you are capable of more than you've been told. You've had the key in your pocket this whole time, but you've got to decide to use it. You see, resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. It's about taking every setback, every failure, every rejection, and using it as fuel. Resilience isn't passive. It's an active choice. It's about turning pain into power. It's about using what was meant to break you as a tool to build you. There's something powerful in acknowledging that. You don't need to avoid the struggle. You need to learn how to dance with it. You don't need to fear failure. You need to welcome it as a teacher. Some of you might be facing tough decisions right now, whether it's in your career, your relationships, your health, or something else entirely. And let me be real with you. Whatever your wall is, it's not going to come down easily. It will take time, effort, and sacrifice. You're going to be tested. You'll be tempted to give up. But let me tell you this. You are not your failures, and you are not your obstacles. You see, I've come to realize something important. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you need to grow. And sometimes, what you need is a wall to climb, a door to open, a moment that forces you to become more than you thought possible. I hit a point where it felt like everything I had worked for wasn't enough. The doors I expected to open were shut. It was humbling. I had to stop and ask myself, am I willing to do what it takes, even if it's not what I planned? Even if it's uncomfortable? And you know what? That was the key. Being willing to be uncomfortable. Being willing to take a different path than the one I imagined. To go beyond what felt safe. That's where the breakthrough happens. So let me ask you, what's the wall you're facing right now? What's keeping you from living the life that's calling you? Because if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. Not a way around the wall, not a way to avoid it, but a way through it. I want you to understand this. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the author of your life. If you don't like the chapter you're in, flip the page. Rewrite the story. It doesn't matter how many times you've been knocked down. What matters is that you get back up and keep going. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start. You need to take the first step. Because once you start moving, once you take that key out of your pocket and unlock that door, there's no telling what you can achieve. So tonight, I leave you with this. Whatever wall you're facing right now, it's not there to stop you. It's there to challenge you. Don't run from it. Don't fear it. Face it. Chip away at it brick by brick if you have to. And when you find that one brick that's a little loose, pull it out. Because behind that wall is the life you've been waiting to live. You, my friend, are not just a wall climber. You are a door maker. And once you realize that nothing can hold you back, thank you.